One of the things that I love about the choir environment is that they're working with people they ordinarily wouldn't. We have people from every facet of the school. We have athletes, and we have, drama kids, and we have even band kids that we'll take, and then kids that are completely not really connected to any group on campus except for choir. We got people that are in rock and roll bands. So, they're all coming together and they interact with each other in this really passionate way because they all love music so much. And they're able to learn so much more about themselves and learn about each other. And that really helps them in whatever career they decide to do.
If you're not coming across people of really different personality types and different backgrounds and different histories, you're missing a big part of the puzzle. And this is very, very much true of entrepreneurship and true of music, which is what you really want for greatness is you want people that have had different life experiences and came from a different place and are drawing on a different place in their heart and a different place in their mind to create greatness. And I think if you look at any amazing piece of art, whether it's a piece of music, composition, or playing a piece or an ensemble, you don't want a group of people that all kind of look like clones or the same version of each other. And when you look at some of the greatest inventions in time, they were able to bring a cross-functional team, whether it's the Manhattan Project or Apple. What you'll see is that there are so many different kinds of people with different backgrounds and different cultures creating amazing synergies in there. And I think that's where some of the greatest companies come from. And when you look at music today, you're seeing fusions of so many different styles that are melting together to create, new forms of art. And I think that transfers directly into entrepreneurship.
When you have someone in the room who has a different perspective, whether it's gender or economics or cultural background, you want all of that in a room because it brings so much to the table. It brings perspectives, it brings insights that you're just not going to get. If it's all women in the room, you're not going to get the perspective that you need that might be the male perspective. You have to. It's so important to me to have all of those insights into a room. One of the things I always tell, we do a lot of visuals with our programs, and we have a teen driving program called Driving Skills for Life. And I was talking to the managers once, and they were putting together a new packet, and I said to them, just make sure that no matter what this cover is, the cover photo, that every high schooler can see themselves as being part of this program. You have to make sure that it's representative so that someone doesn't look and go, well, I can't relate. There's no one like me in this picture. And that's what's important. You have to bring in all of those thoughts. You lose so much. You lose so much if you don't bring a lot of, sometimes people are threatened by, we can't have too many people. We just have to have a few people making these decisions. You're really losing out because you might miss something.
Quicker you can assess the people that you're working with or the team that you're working with or the musicians that you're working with, the better that you can feel what role you fill in and how you fit. But you first got to understand yourself and your limitations and what you can do. And once you understand that, you can fit in with just about any environment because you can make it happen, but there's give and takes in all of it. So I think that's the real key, is understanding that part of it to see how everyone else acts. It's always good to be a good listener first, and then you can figure out what role you need to fit in and how you can play that part to bring this chemistry and harmony together.
In addition to diverse backgrounds, everyone often brings with them as well a very diverse set of styles. Actually, for music, this is something interesting. I've always been the bass player, which is also sort of the person that maybe doesn't stand out as the front man. But when the bass isn't playing, everyone notices. And I think in a lot of ways, there's an orchestration going on in entrepreneurship where there are different voices that are different volumes and have different styles. Some are more quiet, some are more in the background, but they have that same emotional impact. And what you want is to augment diverse teams with strong leaders that can bring out all the different voices to make that magic happen. Because otherwise, you definitely run a risk, very much like music, where one really strong voice dominates the whole room. And I think that when you're adding more and more people into the mix, as I said, not only with different backgrounds, but with different styles, you got to find a way to get it to weave together perfectly.
Yeah, in my field, you come across a lot of different people that you have to work with, and they have a lot of various skill sets. Some are good and some are not good. It's very important to try to evaluate very quickly the type of skill sets of the people you're working with so that you can use those skill sets to achieve those objectives that the firm is trying to achieve and trying to succeed. It also applies in music, that when you're working with different musicians, They come with different attitudes or experience or prima donnas, and you have to assess that very quickly to learn how you can fit in with that, to work well with that, so that it's a cohesive environment when you're actually making music together.
Different personality types. You have the lazy person. You have the complainer. You have the crazy one. You have the motivator. You have the follower who just whoever he sees is, or he or she sees is doing the best, they're just gonna go jump on, the bandwagon with that person. You have the loud mouth. You have the one that talks too much and like stops doing their work because they just want to keep talking. It's like your group of friends. You have all of those kind of people in your group of friends. You're gonna have them at work as well, or just anywhere else in life.
This artist Common gave me one of the best advices ever. He's such a positive guy, amazing artist, amazing person, one of the greatest human beings. One day I asked him why he was happy all the time and how he could be happy all the time and just be positive. And he said that whenever he met anyone, and if he didn't really care for that person, he was able to find that one little thing, just one. It could be anything. It could be his shoes. It could be their hair. Whatever it is, nothing to do with their personality. And he put all his focus on that, like everything, just on that one. It could be 1% of what he liked about that person, and 99% of what he didn't. And all of a sudden, that positive energy just kind of spread, and all of a sudden, he saw a different side of that person that he may not have given the chance to.
Yeah, with a team that's all extroverts and everyone's bouncing ideas off of you, I found that sometimes nothing gets done because no one wants to make a decision. Everyone's waiting on the other person to make a decision. So you need a little mixture of it all to kind of make it be successful. But you have to have a good conductor or a good leader in there to understand that, to pull it all together. So being observant about your staff and what you're doing is very important when putting a team together.
Part of my responsibilities, I'm responsible for all of our multicultural programs throughout the country and all of our multicultural groups. You have to have that perspective. You have to have a diverse group of people to succeed. I mean, it's critical to success. I don't know that you can be truly, truly successful without all of that input. And it's something Ford is obviously very committed to. So music is so important in terms of setting a tone and our memories and how we remember things, that you really want to have all of those personalities and you want to have all of that input. One of the things we do with our GRAMMY in the schools programs is we have career days, because not everybody is the extrovert who wants to be on stage. Sometimes the person wants to be a production person or something that's more behind the scenes. And that's great too. That's why we have those career days, to say, okay, it's not just about this one type of musician that defines what a musician is. There are all types of roles in the music world and all types of positions and things that you can do that fit those personality types. So you want to make sure you have them in the room because, maybe you need an introverted mixer who does a great job behind the scenes. He's not the guy, he doesn't want to get on stage, but you want him sitting in the room because he might go, ooh, I don't know that that's going to work too well. You need him sitting there, or her.